And welcome to the Fantasy Fox podcast. I'm Jordan Fantasy Fox.
I'm Paul Spadacino.
And we are here for podcast number 11. Going to do a Week 10 review and a Week 11 preview. Man, the season has flown by so far, so we're just going to kick it off with some Week 10 leaders. For quarterback, Kirk Cousins, he has really been a surprise this year. In my eyes, what do you think about him?
Well, certainly looked good last week. I don't know if it was a product of the Saints' defense or if it's things to come.
Yeah, definitely, hopefully on the bright side as us Redskins fans. For running back, we got Jeremy Langford. He's definitely looking like a stud.
Yeah, I think he's the real deal. And I think starting next year, he will be the feature back for the Bears and probably a first or second round pick.
It's looking good. Wide receiver again this week, we got Antonio Brown tearing it up. It's like every week.
He's the best. So much depends on Roethlisberger being healthy. When he is, he's the best.
All right, for tight end, I saw Zach Miller. Now, I don't know if it's the Zach Miller from the Raiders. I'm guessing it was. Well, I think he's on a different team now, but I saw he was up there on NFL.com.
You know what? I get them mixed up, too.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, I think it's going to be a one-week wonder.
Yeah, definitely a one-week wonder there. All right, for the flex spot, Charkandrick West. Definitely a great replacement for the injured Jamal Charles.
Surprise to me, but I think he's legit the rest of the way this year.
I wish I could have gotten him in a couple more leagues, but too bad for me.
Just glad we could pronounce his name.
I know. It's a great name. It really is. For defense, this week I know I'm starting them in a few leagues. I got the Chiefs defense as the leaders for last week. They definitely put Peyton Manning in his place with some negative points.
You got a lot of good pass rushers.
Yeah, Tom Bahali and Houston, yeah. Another Chief here, kicker Cairo Santos. I think he knocked down about like 5 or 6 field goals.
As many, would you say, as many completions?
As many completions as Peyton Manning had. Man, ain't that a stat of the week last week? All right, so we're just gonna go over a little bit of injuries here. Julian Edelman, he has a foot. Apparently, they put a screw in. Was it like a broken foot or something like that? He will be out 6 to 8 weeks. They said. That is definitely going to be a bummer for Tom Brady.
Yeah, Edelman was having a career year.
Yeah, it was definitely looking like it. Peyton Manning, he has like plantar fasciitis. He'll be out this week, definitely for sure. Not really sure about the weeks to come, but if it were me and I were the coach, I'd just keep him out.
I don't want to bet against him, but it's possible he may have played his last snap if Osweiler comes in and plays good.
Yeah.
Well, I think somehow, some way, Manning will be back.
Yeah, he'll probably come back in the playoffs and choke like he always does. Sam Bradford, he has a shoulder AC sprain, it said, and a concussion. He is out this week, and it's the Mark Sanchez show.
I may be in the minority on this one, but I think Sanchez is better than Bradford anyway.
Yeah, I do too. Even though Sanchez had that butt fumble a couple years back, that was kind of the last of his
He plays
career.
good until it's a really important part of the game, but for fantasy purposes on that offense, he was pretty solid last year.
Yeah, I don't know why they got Bradford, but oh well. If you want to waste money, that's fine. All right, to the waiver wire. This week I got Jameis Winston as a hot pickup and certainly Danny Amendola. What are your thoughts?
Well, if you look at Winston's stats, he's very consistent. He always does average. Not really much above average, not really below average, so he's certainly a good fill-in guy.
Yeah, if you got that bye-week guy like I do in Drew Brees, and you're really looking for someone, I know I got Mariota tonight, but I was really taking a close look at Winston, but I just couldn't really pull the trigger.
There's a lot of potential there with Amendola. He is the hot pickup this week. I think he's worth it, but I'm not so sure that he's going to come through like Edelman, because he had that opportunity a couple years ago and botched it pretty bad.
Yeah, he blew that one. All right, on to the Week 11 picks. I got the top 3 quarterbacks here. I got number 1, Tom Brady, number 2, Aaron Rodgers, and number 3, Carson Palmer. Pretty good set there.
Can't argue against that. Surprisingly, the guy I like the best is probably Palmer. He's been the most consistent.
Yeah.
Well, Brady's been the most consistent, but he's lost Deion Lewis and Edelman back-to-back weeks. Is that eventually going to catch up to him? With him, probably not.
Yeah, probably not. He'll find LaFell and Amendola.
Do you think Rodgers is going to turn it around soon?
I think this week is a bounce back week. I think didn't they lose
big
like
game.
3 in a row?
Yeah, big game.
Yeah, huge game. For running backs, number 1, I got Gurley. Number 2, Devontae Freeman. And number 3, Adrian Peterson.
I think those are the 3 guys this week. Head and shoulders above anybody else.
Oh, yeah, there's really not much there. Wide receivers, number 1, of course, like all year, I got Julio. Number 2, I got Larry Fitzgerald. And number 3, I got Dez Bryant with Romo back.
That's a big deal. I think Dez is probably finally going to be the Dez that he was drafted to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Tight ends, like, of course, all year, we got the Gronk. Number 2, we got Greg Olsen. Number 3, we got Tyler Eifert. I did not like Tyler Eifert last week. I really didn't. He was really making me cringe all game.
Well, he had a lot of drops. I think he'll be fine.
I hope so. Kickers, no shock here. Steven Gostkowski, Mr. Clutch, number 1. Cairo Santos, number 2. And Justin Tucker, number 3.
Yeah, those are all good kickers.
All good ones. Defense this week, really no shock here, but they've kind of fallen just a little bit. The Seahawks, number 1 this week. And I got the Panthers, number 2. And the Cardinals, number 3.
I think this is the week the Seahawks might have a really big one. They're overdue, and they're playing the 49ers.
Yeah, they got Blaine Gabbert to go against. That just must be really fun to think about that. Some sleepers this week for quarterback. I got Jameis Winston. For running back, I got Amir Abdullah. Wide receiver, Danny Amendola. Tight end, Jordan Reed. Kicker, Graham Gano, and Falcons defense.
Yeah, I like all of them. I think Amendola, let's see what he does with this opportunity, and I think Gano might be a top kicker without a doubt. That team seems to
always find ways to score.
Find a way to score, even with their lack of receivers.
Yeah, it's all looking good there. All right, so I think that wraps up for another podcast number 11. It was great having a special guest on the show. Yeah. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jordan, for having me on. It was my pleasure. Look
forward to having you again. I hope everyone does well in this upcoming week. Have a great week.